This has been yet another roller coaster of a Premier League season with a lot of ups and downs. In this video, we'll be looking at the 5 players who have quietly slipped under the radar and analyse their games. There are 5 players who have wildly surpassed expectations this season. Conor Gallagher, Allan Saint-Maximin, Jarrod Bowen, Matip and Rayan Ait-Nouri. After a tricky loan spell at West Brom, Gallagher has exploded at Crystal Palace, matching his tenacity with incredible end product from midfield. He is the engine that drives Palace's resurgence, and his impact is felt every minute he is not on the pitch. The best word to describe Gallagher would be intense. He never stops running, and his sheer activity means Palace always have a chance of creating something out of nothing. While Mason Mount has earned a lot of comparisons to Lampard, it is perhaps Gallagher who has a more similar skill set to the legendary Englishman. Gallagher's inclination towards the attacking third is clearly visible in the numbers, with most of his work coming close to goal. Rather than being seen as a traditional pivot midfielder, Gallagher should be seen as an offensive box-to-box, a player who can bomb from one box to another, with most of his good work coming in decisive areas. He is a throwback midfielder, someone who does a bit of everything and brings 110% to everything he does. Not many midfielders, let alone young ones, can score as frequently as Gallagher has. Despite his lack of passing involvement, his sheer productivity and intensity makes him a hugely promising talent. Chelsea will be rubbing their hands at bringing him back into the team. Saint-Maximin is an incredibly unique player with his unmatched dribbling prowess, now married with an ever-improving end product. In a team that does not have many other creative players, he is the alpha and omega every time they have the ball. It is easy to look at his goal stats, just 5 goals and 3 assists this season, and dismiss him as a flashy player with no output. However, this could not be further away from the truth. He played in a team that was in disarray until the end of January and managed to carry the offence until they signed other reinforcements. Statistically, Saint-Maximin has few equals in terms of dribbling and carrying. As he plays with better teammates, his end product will improve too. Given his ability to create goals out of thin air, it is easy to see ASM at a bigger club and shining brightly. While his game is not completely polished yet, there are very few attackers who have the same tools as he does. He has the ability to beat virtually any player from a standing start and is perhaps the closest player in the league to Eden Hazard. While he does need to develop a greater sense of conviction in front of the goal, it will follow when he plays in a better team. A smart club might pick him up now and take a risk developing him, instead of watching him explode and spend perhaps double his current fee. Bowen is arguably the most underrated attacker in the league, considering his elite output and the lack of hype around him. Bowen has exceptional movement in the box, great ball striking, and is becoming increasingly creative in the final third. Bowen doesn't do a lot of fancy stuff, but what he does is get goals and assists, a lot of them. Bowen has the second most goal contributions in the league, behind only the electric Mo Salah. Not only does he get consistent end product, he does them in a completely sustainable way. His skill set translates very well to big clubs, considering he does not rely much on pace or space. Bowen's stats suggest a player who does almost all his damage near the goal. Many look at this as a bad trait, but in the right team, this could be devastating. Bowen has a very focused skill set, acting more of a wide forward than a wide playmaker, unlike other young attackers. Everything he does is direct and is done with the sole purpose of getting on the score sheet, a trait that very few players possess better than him. His lack of overall contribution to play might put off some big clubs. These days, big clubs want their players to do everything in the final third, and Bowen perhaps isn't that. Despite that, he has set the league on fire this season and needs to be respected for that. To score and assist as frequently as he does is no joke, and to do it as frequently as he does is truly special. If someone told you Liverpool have one of the world's best defenders, chances are the first player you mention is Virgil van Dijk, and rightly so considering how good he is. However, his partner, Matip, has been just as good this season, if not even better. Not only is he a great defender, he is also an excellent playmaker. Matip has been in exceptional touch on the ball this season, moving the ball with gusto in terms of both passing and carrying. Matip's ball playing has been one of Liverpool's biggest weapons this season. Every time they run into a brick wall, his ability on the ball has been a crucial tool in opening up defences. Not only is he a great passer, he is also an extremely elusive dribbler. He has been rock solid defensively too, recovering the ball and winning aerial duels as well as he has ever done. His speed helps him shore up Liverpool's incredibly high line, and his height means he's never bullied in the air. All in all, he has been one of the best defenders in the league this season, if not the very best. For more in-depth analysis like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Football Per 90. Ait-Nouri is not a household name yet, and as such, not many fans will know him. Most of you might be surprised to see him on this list even. However, he has quietly established himself as one of the better left-backs in the league, one with a very diverse skill set that is only getting better and better on a weekly basis. The foundation of his game is in the confidence he has in himself, with the young French-Algerian unafraid to take on older and more established players, both offensively and defensively. Despite his young age, you are not likely to see him overwhelmed or flustered. Ait-Nouri's defensive and dribbling stats are impeccable, ranking among the very best in the league. He is a daring risk-taker in every sense of the word. Ait-Nouri's game is based upon a rock-solid technique, with his quick feet and invention helping him get out of tricky scenarios with ease. While his end product can be better, he has shown flashes of improvement there this season. Given his technique and his risk-taking nature, it is perhaps only a matter of time before he develops a better final ball. Defensively, he can do what very few defenders of his age can: stay in front of rapid attackers without exposing himself too much. That level of maturity should stand him in good stead as he gains more and more experience in what is a very talented Wolves team. In this video, we've looked at the 5 most underrated players in the Premier League this season. The league has had a variety of profiles shine this season, and this list captures the variety very well. The first name on the list is a young midfield dynamo who can seemingly do a bit of everything. The second is one of the trickiest dribblers in the world who has been carrying his team for a long while. The third is an incredibly direct and goal-orientated winger, one who is putting up exceptional end product with no one noticing. And then we have 2 very underrated defenders, one of the best ball-playing defenders in the world and one of the most promising left-backs around. Hopefully, all of these players receive more love from the media and fans going forward, because they truly deserve it. And while you're at it, please don't forget to like and subscribe to Football Per 90 for more in-depth analysis like this. Until next time, goodbye.